Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. How is everyone? Good? Really good to see you today. You guys, we have a lot to cover, so I'm gonna jump right in. Yesterday when we met, I told you that we're going into the unit of writing our own plays, and that we were going to study plot, we were going to study characters, and we're going to study theme. So today we're starting with plot, and there's a lot to cover there. And then I want you to go and explore a few things. We'll explore something together, and then you're going to go explore. So by the time you're done today, you are going to be experts on the structure of plot, which was very first created back in the golden age of Greece, which you remember we studied that earlier. All right, so here we go. We are going to get started with the elements of plot. Um, so it's used in theater, film, literature, and storytelling. So, and I wonder later on we can discuss this if it's also used in video game structure. I'm wondering loosely because it's more interactive, but I wonder. All right, so here we go. Plot is organized pattern of sequence of events that make up a story. And every plot is made up of a series of incidents that are related to one another. Also, you might find that this same structure repeats itself throughout, but then overall, there's one uh, cohesive plot structure that goes through. Okay, so here's my friend Binkley. Say hi to Binkley. Hi, Binkley. And he's going to take us through the plot diagram. He goes through exposition, up to rising action, more rising action that takes them to the climax, the turning point, and then falling action, and finally the resolution or denouement where we know who can go on. Okay, so that was fast, but now we're going to get into the details. When Binkley goes to exposition, he needs to ask who, what, where, when, why. So when we're writing our script, we want to answer the questions that people need to know to come into our story. This usually begins at the beginning of a story, and I'm not, there's other ways to do this, but we're just going to focus on this for right now. The characters are introduced, we learn the setting of the story, and we're usually introduced to the main conflict. Somehow we start seeing, whoa, this is getting sticky, okay? Once that happens, it'll go into the rising action. And this is where you might find people that conflict with you, or you might find an event or a person or time or something happens that starts making it look like you're going to come to a crash. As that goes on, it's going to climb, it's going to intensify until finally you get to the climax. And the turning point of the story, you can kind of identify when the main character comes face to face with the conflict that causes them to have to change. Okay, so keep that in mind, because there's a lot of stories where there'll be these climaxes and then these climaxes, and then go back and identify where did the main character actually have to change to become somebody that can become victorious. Okay, then once that happens, we can go into falling action, which is where all the loose ends are tied up, and we feel like there's some closure, and that will bring us to the resolution. Sometimes happily ever after, sometimes I think I can move on, sometimes whatever it is. Okay, so Binkley's going to go off into the sunset. Bye, Binkley. Okay, so now so just looking at it again, because we broke it down, is the exposition, it's the beginning of the story. The rising action will take you up to the conflicts intensifying, things are happening. We don't know how they're ever going to get out of this pickle. And then the climax is a battle, is an event, is a something that causes the main character to change. The falling action is tying all the pieces together so they can go to the resolution and live happily ever after. You've got one of these. If you go to Canvas, you've got one of these in your file. So if you need to go back and refer to it, because sometimes when you go through, it's good to just have it. It's there. You can also Google it. This is Aristotle's play structure, and you can Google it. It's online. It's very famous. We're gonna. Oh, do you have questions? Any questions? Sorry. No? Pretty clear, right? Um, so you're going to choose a fairy tale, but it doesn't have to be a fairy tale. You can choose a movie that maybe you've all seen, or you could choose a book you're all reading, or a cartoon that you guys know. Anything that has a plot that you have all experienced together. That's really important, so that you can have a conversation and discuss where the elements are and how the play was structured. Okay, you guys ready to go into breakout rooms? All righty. I'm gonna just sort of I'm just going to send you to one room today. Is that okay? And then you guys will have a three-way conversation. And off you go. And Nicholas is back, and Charlie's back, and Zach's back. Yay. So you guys, I sort of came in and watched your conversation. Great conversation, you guys. I loved that you were talking about Star Wars. You know, we love Star Wars so much that we made 6 of them. And Nicholas, I really liked you 9 of them. Okay, sorry. I loved how you identified that you guys were having a conversation about 2 different climaxes, and Nicholas was like, well, I don't think he changes there. And that conversation about when he actually changed so that you could agree on the final climax, that was so interesting to watch, because I was right along with you. I'm like, which one is it? Which one is it? And so, but we finally figured out, no, it's this one, and that's when he changes, and that's why he can go finally and uh, and be victorious and save everybody. It was also partly that element, like I think you said, Charlie, that it was Luke doing it for a purpose greater than himself. So that was really cool. All right. So really good conversation. You've got some homework tonight. It's kind of cool homework. Go into the Canvas in the file. There's a link there, and a film called Amuleto, and you're really going to like it. This is a uh, short animated film that's about 7 minutes long, and it has no dialogue, but it's really a cool film. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So what I want you to do individually is go watch the film, identify the plot structure, okay? And it'll be really interesting because no dialogue or anything, and we're still going to understand the plot structure. It's also just adorable and heartwarming. And then, if you want to leave me a little review, you don't have to, but if you want to leave me a little review about what you thought of the film, you can do that too. Go ahead and post it in. Who acted as the scribe in your group? It was you, Zachary? Okay, so you want to post that too, so you guys get credit for the assignment. Okay? All right. You guys cool to go? You have any questions? Good to go? All right. Really good job today, you guys. I'm looking forward to doing character with you tomorrow, and getting clear on how to create the types of characters we need to move our plots forward. All right. Have a great day. Get out there and get some fresh air. It's beautiful today. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.